Okay, one more. I've already done two, so I'm gonna do one more. Good morning, everybody. You get to see two of these today. I know I'm going on a rampage today about this. I already talked about this in the other video, but I'll make it quick because I am running out of time today. And today I want to talk about the topic of being worthy, finding yourself to be worthy. And now I talked about it in another video, though I was like going off about the body image movement, the body positive movement, and I wasn't really talking about people who are plus sized. Like, I know if my friend Caroline, my Instagram friend Caroline, I don't know her well, but I know she's from Texas, and you know, she's a goth girl, goth woman, excuse me. She likes the spooky stuff, and but she's also spoken about, and also conservative as well, and also well spoken. So she she was talking about that. We were discussing about the body positive image movement, and it's not just about people who are overweight. It's also about people who, and I'm gonna say this up. I'm gonna say this in the kindest way ever, but people who modify their bodies to look more attractive. And I'm talking about plastic surgery gone to the roof. I mean, asses that don't look natural, uh, boobs that don't look natural, lips that don't look natural. Look, I don't mind a plastic, but like some of them actually, that's their look, that's their image, that's what they go with. But after a while, like your body starts to like not reject it, but you start to see the fading of it, like in certain areas, and like that one area is perfect, like just stays perfect in time. So it's kind of ugly. And here's the thing. I'm gonna say this up front. If you're naturally like, an endomorph, and that's the three body parts nobody ever talks about: endomorph, ectomorph, and xenomorph. Excuse me, endomorph, mesomorph, and ectomorph, which is the skinny guy, the medium, and then the big guy, the bulky guy. I think I'm an endomorph, but I'm not sure. I may be a xenomorph, but who knows? And then you got necromorph, but that's for the Dead Space community. I really like. I'm not here to shame. I'm not here to shame the thickness of people. I'm here to shame the people who don't take care of themselves or modify their bodies to look absolutely grotesque. Like the people who get plastic surgery, which I don't mind a little nip and tuck here and there, but it's the people who go for the extreme. And I think that's the problem we have in this country, because we're so used to seeing the imagery of just what is the standard of beauty, and it's like it's been pushed around, and the fact that you have one side pushing for one extreme and the other side pushing for another, it's like, and again, it gets annoying because you have this one side that like hates beauty. They really, really hate beauty, and that's like who I really hate the most. These SJWs, I forget the girl's name, but I gotta look her up again. But her thing is about boomers. I'll look her up right now. But her whole thing, and this is something I have to agree with, it's this hatred towards beauty. Like she's a big Laura Croft fan, and she really doesn't like these people who talk about who don't want beautiful things. They don't want Lara Croft to be a beautiful woman. They want realism, and I think the problem is that realism is kind of overdone in a sense. It's like in a granted, the the whole hatred towards the whole hatred towards that, and I think like you see it nowadays. This is why we don't get like Lara Croft being like an empowering woman, or we don't see attractive things anymore, is the fact that there's too much of this bullshit when it comes to I'm gonna check this out when I'm done talking here. It has the bullshit of just you're perfect just the way you are, but they don't mention there's always room for improvement. I think there's always room for improvement. You are perfect the way you are, but there's always room to improve what you are. Like, there's always room to improve, like, who you are and what you can do better. Like, yeah, you can, get into shape and lose a few pounds, or gain a few pounds. A lot of people never mention the gaining weight part. because everybody's like, oh well, must find anorexic models to be attractive. I don't find unhealthy, malnourished bodies to be attractive. And yes, overweight people are malnourished as well, because the people who are skinny dancing skeletons are not eating enough, and they're eating so little that their body needs more nutrition. The people who are obese, morbidly obese, are not getting enough nutrition. They're still not getting enough nutrition because they're eating foods that are nutritionally not dense. They're not eating dense foods. You know, the reason why people like on the carnivore diet or the vegan diet, they're eating they're eating foods that are more calorie dense. I mean, like, that's what I'm talking about. More nutritional dense. The reason why you see these people who are in shape, because they're eating foods that are calorie dense. You know, look at our diets. Like, look at the foods that we eat. You know, people talk about counting your calories. It's like, hey, how about not counting our calories and eating foods that are dense, real foods? That's the problem. We never talk about that, and I really hate that. You should eat calorie dense foods, you know, and not eat 3 meals a day most of the time, but eat foods that don't have this processed shit. And that's why morbidly obese people are doing. They're not eating. And I was in that same. I was in the obese category too. I was not eating nutrient-dense foods. I was eating garbage. And the reason why they eat so much is not because they're just they're eating because the food tastes good. It's because the food is not calorie-dense. And the reason why, like, again, it's the argument. Phil Mangiera talked about this on Celebrity Weight Watch. You know, his reasoning was, oh, an apple weighs a lot more than cotton candy, so I won't gain fat with cotton candy. No, bullshit, you will, because cotton candy is not nutrient dense. It's a light, sugary bullshit food that's not filling you up proper. You eat an apple, it fills you up. You know, you eat a steak, it fills you up. With eggs, yes, it fills you up. You don't feel hungry later. They're not eating foods that are going to satisfy them. They're eating foods that's going to fill them, and they're going to feel full. You know, same thing with the people on that side. They're not eating foods that are nutrient dense, that are filling them up again. They're not giving the proper nutrition. You know, this whole argument that, you know, oh, well, this, you know, what's the argument they always make? And I hate it so much. Well, it's like, well, the beauty standards, it's so narcissistic. I'm sorry, but we're all a little narcissistic. Even when we're not being narcissistic, we are. I mean, I've talked about Ethan Klein is the biggest narcissist ever. This emperor who walks around wearing no clothes and thinking he's better than everybody else because he's an intellectual. And by the way, Ethan, you're a sellout. Shut the fuck up. You used to be a player, but then somebody fucked your wife. I'm sorry to say it, but you are. And again, in most of these edgelords, you too, Joji Miller, Mr. Pink Guy, Mr. Filthy Frank, shitting on everybody, but now you're Black Lives Matter. It's like, excuse me, they don't like your ass because you're Asian. But now you're fucking part of the cool kids club. You know, you forgot your edginess. Same thing with James Gunn. But I digress. You know, it's these people who, you know, became just social justice warriors. These people who go around pretending they're heroes and, oh, now I'm fighting for your guy's side and all this stuff, and we're fighting against the religious right, which, honestly, I don't like the religious right. Neither do I like the progressive left, because you both are ruining fun and entertainment. You're still these people who think having a sexy woman in a video game is bad because, oh, wait, she's not wearing a lot of clothing. She doesn't have a character. Fuck you. And you're the same people who are ruining, you know, health in this country. You are. You're the same people who are ruining health in this country, the same people who are destroying art in this country, the same people who are destroying the institutions of our American way. And don't give me the bullshit of, well, it's also racist. Yeah, it is. You know what's also racist? Thinking every black person is from the inner cities in a poor fucking neighborhood. Or every Asian guy is good with math. Yeah, those stereotypes exist, but not all of them are like that. Sorry to say it, folks, but your image of the world is completely bullshit. It goes the same thing with the right. I'm sorry, but I like having fun, alright? And I like drinking sparkling water. You ever drink just water straight up for a long time? It gets boring after a while. It just gets boring after a while. So yeah, and you may think, well, you just want to have women running around in skimpy outfits all the time in video. If the game is not realistic, fine, I don't mind that. But if the game is a fantasy game, like say, I don't know, Tomb Raider, where it's a power fantasy, I'm okay with that because it's not real. It's a fantasy. Get the fuck over it. It's pretend. It's entertainment. Just get the fuck. Stop putting politics in our entertainment. By the way, stop putting your political messaging. I don't care about recycling. I don't care about the environment. I don't care about your bullshit that you're trying to put your propaganda in. Please back the fuck up. Stop it. Go outside. Go on a diet. Exercise. Go to the gym. If you get judged, well, maybe that you are at a bad gym. Maybe you're at a bad gym. And by the way, for those who want to go to Planet Fitness, don't. Planet Fitness is not a gym. Planet Fitness is a safe space of gyms. You want to go to a real gym? Go to a gym. And nobody, by the way, nobody cares about your fucking body weight or what exercises you're doing. If they're judging you, it's usually because you have bad form or you're hurting your fucking being a slob and just sitting at the machines on your phone, twittering, fighting the injustice. Take that. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna destroy your life. Yeah, I'm gonna beat you. And then you're a punks. I'm sorry, but your Twitter life is absolutely bullshit. You toxic motherfuckers. You know what? You need to get your ass kicked. There, I said it. These Twitter fiends need to get their ass kicked. And by the way, you're no warrior. By the way, for all the social justice warriors, you're not warriors. You're never warriors to begin with. You're a bunch of pussies on a keyboard. In the words of the boss from Saints Row 3, you're just a bitch with a keyboard. So go to the gym. Eat a steak and have fun, alright? Enjoy life. Nobody cares about your politics, you motherfucker. And by the way, for those who do care about politics, you voted in a man with dementia because you didn't like a guy with what he said on Twitter with mean tweets. I would want Trump. By the way, I want Trump back. Okay? Go fuck yourself. Peace be with you, motherfuckers. And also, let me finish on a positive note. You are perfect the way you are, but here's the thing. You need to make some improvements. You have the touch, and you have the goddamn power, so do it. Peace be with you.